During this pandemic, we have seen that mass gatherings have the potential to act as super-spreading events.
Somehow we opted for being exposed. We are just waiting for something better and even more invasive to come, no?
Every week, WHO continues to provide the world with new and updated technical guidance based on the best evidence. During this pandemic, we have seen that mass gatherings have the potential to act as super-spreading events.
For many believers, social habits such as attending church are in their DNA. To obey the government's restriction orders, does this not violate the faith?
As far as the church is concerned, there is no doubt, because there was an idea, not only in Catholic Church, but also in other churches, especially Oriental churches I served in the past. They were saying, spiritual health is much more important than physical health. And people were thinking that this is probably the case, no? Certainly it is by itself. But we have to say that we have the Catholic Church, in the social doctrine of the Catholic Church, which is a very elaborated doctrine, has a statement, has a position that the Church recognizes the responsibility of the public authority for the public health. So there is no doubt that this is not going against our religious conviction.
So in terms of the transmissibility, that has not changed. In terms of the severity, that has not changed. But what I think is important, and what these scientists may be talking about, because I haven't seen that particular report, is that there are measures that we can put in place to reduce transmission, to suppress transmission, and this includes finding, testing, isolating, caring for all cases, tracing and quarantining all contacts, ensuring that we have a mobilized and engaged public, ensuring that we have an all of society, all of government approach.
We're not going to traffic in your personal life. I think it's an invasion of privacy. I think it's privacy to us is a human right.
Still, the question remains, how is it possible to track, trace and monitor people without imposing on their privacy or religious rights?
Since I arrived to Geneva, privacy was one of the very, very strong issues: human rights, human dignity and privacy. And this is certainly in danger. People are saying it's in danger now, but it was in danger always, There was always illegitimate interest in the life of the others. And especially from the state agencies, But they said they have this right because of security, national security. Somehow we opted for being exposed. We opted because everybody is using the means. If you would avoid using modern means, let's say a smartphone, which is idiomatic, Without smartphones, you will be untraceable. We have to defend ourselves, very sensitive issues, especially when you come to the real personal spiritual sphere, to avoid anything that would diminish human dignity and bring human being out of freedom, typical condition of freedom in front of God, But we are co-responsible. This is not that the other are doing something to us. We could avoid this, but we opted for this development, we opted for this word, and we are just waiting for something better and even more invasive to come,
With new Ebola outbreaks in Africa, protests all over the world, and no potential vaccine for COVID-19 in sight, how do Catholics remain hopeful in such troubling times?
This is so important, that we take things seriously, but on the other side, we avoid anything that would spread also useless fear. And this somehow inhibiting human capacity. And I think religious organizations, let's say, and churches, and our approach is exactly that. We are somehow fearless, So we should be the first to stand this this epidemic of panics, and I think this we can be certainly overcome with a nice and proper education and also religious prayer, certainly prayer. No, prayer is one of the most important resources to overcome this.
The Holy See believes that it is important to distinguish between public and private interest, and that a clear juridical definition to regulate this is necessary now.